deep in the ninth circle of hell. You'll have to spend eternity watching people eat cereal. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Oodles. Like an earwig, you can scratch and poke, but I'll still be nestled firmly in your ears. Joining me today, some call her a gimmick, others call her the voice of reason. We call her Candy.
Hello.
Hello. And he's vowed to better himself this year. Posy vibes and healthy habits going forward. Except this podcast, it's Stig.
No, this keeps me sane. Hello.
And way down deep in the middle of the Congo, a hippo got a guava and a mango. He stuck it in the others and he danced it in tango. The rhino said, I know, we'll call him Gadget.
A mongo to drink it in the Congo.
Also, like Sir Isaac Newton this week, this lovely gentleman discovered the cruel effects of gravity. And because of such, he is now in a black hole. He's not on this week, unfortunately. We've lost him.
He's fell into France.
Yeah, he's fell into France. He's hurtling into... He's gone past the event horizon. He's lost. So it's a Biggie free week. How's everyone else doing?
I'm good, apart from I've pulled my groin.
Oh.
Fuck's sake.
How'd you manage
Bettering
that?
himself. Healthy habits, he says. Shagging, how do you think he's done it?
By running the 100 metres.
I told you
Oh,
that
you went to...
exercise
Oh, no,
is
it's
bad
not
for you.
sports day, is it?
How far do you stretch your legs out to hit your groin?
Well, there's a track around one of the sports fields where I live, and I was like, I'm going to see how fast I can run the 100 metres. Didn't stretch good enough, did I? And I got hit up the 60 metre mark, and I felt it go, and I was like, I'm not giving in, so I carried on.
Do you know what's hilarious about this whole thing, right? We know Steve put his phone down to film himself do it.
I didn't film
And
it.
He's not releasing this video now because of the injury.
I actually didn't film
Definitely
it.
on his phone.
Oh man, I could
No,
have
100%.
put the Chariots of Fire music on that.
I wish I'd thought of that.
How fast
Mate.
was it, though? We need to know.
13.53.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
That's good.
That's
If
a
anyone
that's
on
with
this
a pull
planet
groin.
ever caught me exercising, rest assured I would have filmed it myself.
When I'm
can do
better,
it.
I will stretch more and I will work on it and I will beat that time.
Tell you what, I'll do it, and I'll film it in slow-mo, and I'll put it on OnlyFans, and we'll make loads of money.
And how long will it take you to recover
we
from
will.
the black eyes?
Oh, well, that's another question.
That's why I don't run that much, because I don't want me knob hitting my knees.
You could do the three-legged race pretty well, though.
Yeah, I can. I'm gifted. Do you know what I'm worried about, guys? I'm really worried.
What?
The fact that the only man that can tell us the news is in a black hole hurtling into deepest, darkest space. Is there any way we can reach him over there? Or has he left a message for someone else to read out Biggie's breaking news?
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
I heard there was some secret news about the actor Terry Crews, but you don't want to hear about that, do ya? Instead, we have gaming news, film trailers, and TV previews, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News. Biggie's Breaking News. Biggie's Breaking News. Biggie's Breaking News. Biggie's Breaking News.
Stunning.
It was,
Bravo.
wasn't it?
Oh, I thought we were going for a second.
I
verse
know he
then.
breathed in, then I thought he's going to
Yeah.
do fucking the full thing.
No, I just
Do
ran
we
out.
have any Zack Snyder news? Is that related?
I ran out of breath. We do have Zack Snyder
Yes.
news. We'll start with that if you want.
Yeah, man.
Seems appropriate.
No, because that's in TV and film. Damn it. We'll start with gaming as usual. Square Enix sales drop year on year despite release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Sales of Square Enix games have dropped compared to last year despite the high-profile release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. According to its latest earning report, the company's overall net sales dropped by 18.4% year on year for the most recent quarter. This is driven in part due to the decline in sales of new games. By comparison, the same quarter in 2023 saw the release of Final Fantasy XVI and Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. However, the company has still turned a profit with its games this year on lower development costs, amortization, and advertising expenses. Its MMO subgenre saw a rise in sales and profits compared to last year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's keeping the company alive, basically, at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14, literally.
Yeah, you know what that means. Part 3 is going to be short.
If you ever get it.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, Final Fantasy 14 is like a 10-year-old game at this point, isn't it? Something stupid like that. I don't really care. I just hope we get Dragon Quest 12 before they go under.
That's all I
care about.
I'm worried about. I was like, I finally fell into this franchise.
Yeah.
And 11
I mean,
games
the thing is, if you look over the kind of like the
and,
last year of games that they've released, if you look over like the last year's worth of games they've released, like Final Fantasy 16 was last June, then
and it's only been candidate like that.
Yeah, then Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai, which I don't think came out in this country.
It was all right.
Star Ocean: The Second Story R
remake.
Foam Stars.
I liked it. Only person on planet that liked that.
Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis.
I like that as well.
They finally released Dragon Quest Builders on Windows, like several years after it came out.
They need to bring it on fucking Mac.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which was a big hit. Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn, which again, big hit. And then after that, Saga Emerald Beyond, Octopath Traveler 2 on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And then Visions of Mana is the next game. Like, they haven't released much this year in the last 12 months. They've got some stuff. They've got some. Well, the only thing they've got coming really is Visions of Mana at the end of August, and then the Dragon Quest 3 2D HD 2D remake in November.
Yeah, that'll sell bucket loads in Japan, and like I'll buy it on every console I own.
Yeah, it's not going to be a big hit in the Western world, though, is it?
No, it is not at all. And even Visions of Mana, that's niche as fuck.
Yeah,
it's nice though.
So I mean, I'll buy. It's a company I love, but now all I care about is am I going to get Dragon Quest 12? That's it. Do you know? Get what I mean?
Are you going to buy it, or are you ever getting it?
Am I ever going to get it? Are we ever going to see it? It's been in development for a long time.
Or if they do release it, is it going to be like a true full version, or is it going to
be
is
it what they wanted?
Yeah, they just had to get it out there.
There's also their mobile games as well, which aren't getting as much in the way of sales because they're persistently shite gacha games like that Final Fantasy Ever Crisis.
That was good.
It wasn't
until it asked me for money. And then it got uninstalled.
Yeah, the monetization is so predatory in their games. So
yeah, I uninstall all these games after the first few hours when it says
they start asking you to pay for them.
Yeah, I'm like, see you later. It was a lovely demo. I did actually play Visions of Mana demo recently, and it's definitely for me. It's not gonna win over non-believers or anything like that. But yeah, it's a nice chunky action RPG. More in the vein of Final Fantasy 16 than anything else.
They're trying different things, though, aren't they? Especially with Final Fantasy. They tried that Stranger of Paradise, didn't they? And that was a bit
which
of a
I
departure.
liked.
But it didn't sell
but it
well.
wasn't a big hit, though, was it? It just didn't quite...
Which people didn't even realise it's a remake of Final Fantasy 1.
I guess it just... The West has their own RPGs now. We don't have to rely on Japanese RPGs. Or they're just not advertising to properly over here because they do great in Japan.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to like action role playing games now, I'm looking. When it comes to Japan, I look towards From Software and people like that instead. Capcom, like I'm kind of over the turn based in a way. I do like my strategy turn based ones. I'm still a big fan of that, and I hope this new Dragon Quest 12 has an option where it doesn't have to be fully turn-based. I do like my moments of turn-based, when I'm being lazy, and I don't want to use any reflexes, but I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it convinced me that that's the way forward for that genre. It really did.
I'm not a turn-based fan, but Dragon Quest 11
it's a different beast, mate.
You can't control them, but you can kind of set it to just do this automatically, and you feel like, right, I've done that, and then when you want to actually step in, like if it's a boss, for example,
put the input in.
You do the input and you work it out, or you could just tell your team you do that, you concentrate on healing, you do that, and you still feel like you've achieved something.
A lot of the better JRPGs are doing that now. I mean, ever since
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade, but ever since like Final Fantasy 12, when you had the Gambit system.
Yeah. Which is still the best Final Fantasy game ever made.
Yeah, you just control your main character, but you like issue broad commands to the other characters. So, like,
you do a little bit of like
heal here.
It's like background coding, isn't it, for your characters? It's
great.
Really fucking good. 12's the best. But yeah, it's just once I've got DQ 12, I'm away.
That's you done.
Happy. That's me done. That's me done. I'm getting to the point where I can't be asked to play a 120-hour JRPG. Just can't be bothered. It's too long. I'm getting old. But yeah, it's Square Enix still bounce back. They'll probably become Square Enix Capcom soon. They'll probably get merged. They're always merging out the Square. Remember they used to be called Squaresoft?
Yeah.
Back in the glory days.
Yeah, they're always merging, so they'll get bought. The IPs will probably get bought by someone else. They're not going to leave them to the sidelines, are they? A name like Final Fantasy, fuck me.
That company will never shut down.
That's not going nowhere. But yeah, I just don't want them to do what. Because we all thought Konami was safe, didn't we? Oh God. Ooh, next, depressing. That's a depressing start to news.
Sorry. Doom 1 and 2 Enhanced Bundle surfaces on Steam with new episodes from Machine Games. Following sightings of a new definitive Doom 1 and 2 bundle on Steam, the same bundle is now available on GOG, Epic, Switch, PlayStation, and Microsoft stores. Bundle costs around $9.99 US, so around £8. And as ID Software's annual QuakeCon got underway today, as in this. You see, I just copy and paste.
It were this week.
Yeah, this week, yeah. A new and current unannounced Doom 1 and 2 bundle has been sighted on Steam, promising enhanced versions of the classic shooter with brand new episodes from members of ID, Night Drive Studios, and Wolfenstein developer Machine Games.
Fantastic.
And if you've got Game Pass, it comes under that as well. So if you...
Oh, great. I was just looking at that on Steam. Don't have to.
I bought it on Steam until Ted Big Punk said it's available on Game Pass, and then I refunded it.
That's the beauty of the experimentation I'm having, because I'm new to Steam, and I'm playing a game for a few hours. I'm like, oh, I can still refund this.
Yeah, sometimes you can get away with it after if you've got a good reason.
I always put the game is too hard. It's not.
So just looking at it on Steam, just for the description of it. So it's a bundle, Doom 1 and 2. You get TNT Evolution, which is a horrifically hard expansion pack. The Plutonia Experiment, which is even harder. The Master Levels for Doom 2, which is even harder.
Yeah.
Sigil, which is the one that John Romero did a few years back.
They've got all the final Doom in there as well. The director's cut levels.
It's got remixes of music as well, so you can play with classic, either the classic music or like an updated.
Please play the classics.
The update still sounds great.
How does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's really good. But what do we got? New enhancements: online cross-platform deathmatch. Oh yes,
that sounds fun. That sounds.
Improved performance, multi-threaded, up to 4K resolution. I don't know why you'd want 4K on those games, but fair enough.
I imagine.
Actually, the big one I noticed was that there is compatibility for like community-created mods in this new version of it.
Yeah, you can do the Margaret Thatcher one. Can't
I was going to say that means you can play Thatcher's tech base on PlayStation now. Which is, if you haven't played it, it's fucking batshit crazy. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
you get to shoot Margaret
final
Thatcher.
Boss, the Iron Lady, very attractive woman.
No, it's the Mecha Thatcher.
Yeah.
Like the Mecha Streisand, but Thatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you,
I do apologise beforehand as well, guys. The name Thatcher is going to come up later on as well.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
It's a Thatcher-heavy podcast.
If you do get you could get the Classics Doom bundle on Steam as well, which has Doom 3, Doom 64, and the expansion for Doom 3. This comes with that as well. So
mint.
If you want to get all of them, it's like £10.
Is it the Doom 3 where
it's cheaper to get that bundle?
They rejigged it where you don't have to hold the torch separately anymore.
Yeah. The
edition.
BFG edition.
Shit. Yeah, that was a shit mechanic where you had to put your gun down to see.
I understand why they did it, because
I preferred the BFG
added to the horror,
edition.
but it was really annoying.
Yeah, I prefer the BFG edition.
There's also a Steam bundle now for the entire franchise bundle. So that's everything from the original Doom all the way up to Doom Eternal.
That game came out 30 years ago, and we're still getting like updates and
Doom's
stuff.
Great.
Because it's
so good.
It's one of those games from the 90s, those classic games from the 90s that holds up. Like, it's still, yes, it doesn't have mouse look, and it's not, you don't play it like a modern first person shooter, but it's still so much fun.
Yeah.
One of the rare PC games I've ever completed, and I completed it before the Sony PlayStation existed.
Like,
it's, you know what I mean?
It's just iconic. You open up E1M1, you get that, yeah, and then you just go straight in, murder and shit. Like, yeah, there's a story to the game. Doesn't matter.
I feel like
there's demons
Doom
in front of you, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I feel like on Doom 1, I know where every single secret is.
I was just about to say that.
On every level.
I go there and I'm like, I go around.
I'm playing it in my head now.
There's a secret here. There's a wall here where you open up and you go downstairs and you're outside and you can get like the gold.
I also think
orb and stuff.
If you sent me a screenshot of a wall in that game, I'd know which level it was.
We had that on Guess the Game last week or something like that. It was like Doom 2 and just like so many people were just getting it from the wall texture.
Yeah, I think I could do. I think that as I don't like to call it a first person shooter. I'm not less said about that the better. But I think for an action game, I think it's one of the most played action games I've ever played in my life. You can't even look up and down, can you?
No. I would also recommend playing Doom 64. I picked that up when Doom Eternal came out. It's a real underrated gem of a game. It's fucking
great.
good.
That's got some mad secrets in that one.
It's got some mad fucking levels. It's like
I've got it on
to
Switch. Yeah, it's very difficult, that game, but it's really, really good. Doom is good. Doom is great. Doom Eternal, I should get back to that because I've got about an hour into it.
People tell me it's really good. I'm going to try it again.
I know, I really should.
I probably got about six hours into it, and
I'll just start from scratch, mate. I don't give a fuck.
Play it on PC. Keyboard and mouse is much better than controller.
That's probably it.
I already own it on PlayStation 5, so I'm going to stick with that. Next. Sorry.
Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes enter full production. Control 2 features in playable form.
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Remedy Entertainment has released...
Full on Remedy, yeah?
Yeah, its latest half-year financial report detailing progress on some of its anticipated titles, with its Max Payne 1 and 2 remake confirmed to have entered full production, while important Control 2 features are now in playable form.
Absolutely. I'm saying this now, and probably everyone else is saying it. In one of those games, on the radio, we're going to hear Champion of Light in the background.
Yeah. Herald of Darkness.
Herald of Darkness, that one. That's the one.
We're
going to hear that.
No. It's going to be the Night Springs theme tune. That fucking techno pop bop that it is.
I never played any of the Max Paynes.
Fuck me. I know. So good.
This was before my Remedy era, you see. I get to catch up on them now.
They're well dated now, so
yeah. Even when Rockstar bought it and they did Max Payne 3, still so good. Max Payne 3 is so underrated.
It's worth going through on YouTube and just watching like all the cutscenes from Max Payne 1 because the dialogue's fucking hilarious.
So funny.
But then also you get a very young Sam Lake as Max himself.
With a Lego brick for a head.
His face literally like squashed up, like he's squashed against some glass.
He's like, when I take these painkillers, it's as if the Valkyries themselves are lifting me above the ground.
Oh, fucking! Here's time for Max Payne quotes because
lots of crying babies in his dream.
Yeah,
following bloodlines and stuff.
Yeah,
was it
family?
That was so good. I remember bullet time in that, just diving around, slowing it down, and brilliant.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. don't know about angels, but it's fear that gives men wings. The fucking dialogue is so shite.
Shall we all get a Max Payne quote tattoo?
Up for it.
Definitely.
I mean, I would
I'll do it.
literally get a Max Payne tattoo.
Yeah, I'd probably get him when he's holding Mona Sachs on the second one. Love that.
I'd rather his
When
face squashed up. Yeah, face.
On your thumb.
Oh yeah.
IMDb's got my favourite quote from Vinny Gogniti. You can't kill me in cold blood, Max. You keep telling yourself that.
Yes.
He's so fucking cool. No, yeah, Max Payne 1 especially has aged really badly to play. There are
2 is a bit better.
There are a couple of levels in it which are like dream sequences, which are fucking awful. They are literally the worst things I've ever played.
You can fall off the blood, can't you? You can literally fall off the blood.
But the actual shooting mechanics are so far ahead of their time, it's so unreal. Good. Like it was one of the first games to do like proper bullet physics, where like every bullet is rendered. It's
ballistic.
Yeah, so it's ballistic physics. So like everything reacts properly when you shoot it.
Oh, so fucking good.
And Max Payne 2 is it's a fucking dark noir opera. It's great.
Max Payne 2 is Sin City, basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so fucking good. But yeah, bring the take my fucking money, Remedy.
Did you say Control 2 parts of that are playable as well?
Yeah, so the key features are in playable forms. That says they've got the engine and like the mechanics working for it.
Yeah, it says it's
love those guys.
Not quite
I think
such
Control
an
2 is going to be.
form.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Sorry, it's saying right now it's in production readiness, and the term is said to have reached a key milestone in developing a build of the game, showcasing several important features in playable form.
I can't wait. Oh, I hope we get to play as. No, I'm not even going to spoil it because not everyone's finished Control. But yes, I can't wait. Next.
That's it for gaming this week. On to film and TV. John Wick sequel series, The High Table is in works. Chad Stahelski will direct the pilot. It's set right after the events of John Wick 4. Keanu Reeves will not star, but is hands-on producing, and it will include characters from the John Wick series.
All right.
Has anyone seen the spin-off? Because I didn't watch that. The Continental.
Didn't know there was one.
I haven't seen the films.
Yeah. Ballerina is still meant to come out soon. That apparently shot in finished in 2022. It's a spin-off with Ana de Armas. Like, there's Ballerina assassins, but no one has any idea of when it's coming out. TV's good these days, isn't it? So if it's linking it to a well-known franchise, it'll have money pumped into it at least.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a franchise I've not got much love for. I really liked the first John Wick. I've seen them all now.
First and second one I really liked, and then third. Actually, I like third. Fourth just too long. I just felt so drained.
I watched it in three sittings, and I never do that.
Yeah. Next, Hulk Hogan's Killer Gawker film is in active development with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's Artist Equity. A film about Hulk Hogan's infamous legal battle against Gawker is officially in the works. Artist Equity, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's production banner has acquired the screenplay written by Charles Randolph, based on Ryan Holiday's book Conspiracy, Peter Thiel, Hulk Hogan, Gawker, and the Autonomy of Intrigue.
Brother.
Gus Van Sant, who is set to direct. This is the story of 2016, where Hulk Hogan won $140 million lawsuit against Gawker Media after it released his sex tape.
You've missed
brother.
You've missed the most important part of that story. It's rumoured that Ben Affleck will take on the role as the controversial wrestler, which I find utterly hilarious.
How?
Steroids. Lots and lots of steroids.
No, I don't even mean that. It's just
bodysuit.
Because they could just put him in a suit all the way through it. You don't have to, because if he's in car, he's not ripping his fucking suit in car, is he?
Yeah, just
unless he did.
Yeah, but presumably he'd have scenes outside of the court.
Look how big they made Ben Affleck look in Justice League. He wasn't that big. When he was in the Batman suit, he wasn't that big.
Just put him in the Batman suit with the Hulk Hogan t-shirt over the top.
Yeah. So it's easily done. It's not that. It's just his face. His face is not...
He's not old enough.
He's not old enough.
He's also not bright red enough. Hulk Hogan is a colour not found in nature.
Yeah.
Gammon, would you say?
Gammon-y
Bird
orange.
gammon, maybe.
Well done, Gammon.
Like, I don't really have any interest in Hulk Hogan these days.
You shouldn't.
And especially the stuff that came out of this sex tape and the stuff he was saying on it, which is kind of the reason for his massive downfall. But they do some pretty good films.
I'm interested to see what side of the fence that they go on from a narrative perspective. Like, are they going to treat Hulk
Was
Hogan...
he actually a victim?
Well, yeah, are they going to treat Hulk Hogan as like the good guy in the story or the victim?
Annoyingly, I think he was a victim because it was...
He was
Well,
a victim,
no,
regardless of his political leanings.
Yeah.
So he was a victim in that respect. But are they going to pitch it from a perspective of Hulk Hogan working just to get people thrown out of their jobs and shut down because someone made a mistake, or are they going to be more sympathetic to Hogan? I think the problem is because Peter Thiel is involved in the story, and he's a cunt. He's a cunt of the highest fucking order. I hate that man with a fiery fucking passion.
He likes you, so what are you saying?
No, he would not like me. I'm too left wing for him. He wants, without getting into the politics of it, he wants to return America to a monarchy, like that kind of thing. He's
King
also
Charles will take it back.
He's also the founder of PayPal, and he's currently the guy funding JD Vance. So, full fucking right wing weirdo cunt. And he only funded Hogan's lawsuit because Gawker outed him like years earlier. Which in itself a bad thing for Gawker to do, don't get me wrong. But I just really hate Peter Thiel, and I don't want to watch anything that casts him in a sympathetic light.
Disclaimer, the views of Gadget 8-Bit are not the views of Modern Escapism Inc.
I am the editor. The views of Gadget are the views of Modern Escapism every single fucking time.
He also used our quota of C-bombs up in one sentence.
We owe Ofcom so much money after this.
He deserves it. Ugh.
Can I call him one?
You can't. I've used up the quota, so you can.
Fuck.
So you can say it, but I'll have to bleep it.
Yeah, you'll have to wait.
He is
You'll have to wait till third quarter.
Shit. That's definitely got bleeped out, hasn't it?
It has.
Shit. Next.
On to the story we were going to lead with. Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Biggie's back. Biggie's back.
Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead universe reportedly scrapped by Netflix. Director Zack Snyder has been talked about wanting to jump back into his Army of the Dead universe to make a new movie, but it doesn't look like he's going to get that opportunity as Netflix has reportedly scrapped the franchise.
Universe, he did one film.
Well, he did a prequel, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. He wanted to do sequels and spin-offs and an anime, and like he wanted it to become a whole fucking franchise rather than just this one-off film.
Why is he so obsessed with franchises, him? Money.
Of course it's money.
Well, don't forget, Rebel Moon's going to be about 14 parts, isn't it? The first part is 3 parts. The second part is 3 parts.
Stig can't wait for part 3.
Might have to.
Has part 2 come out?
Yeah,
apparently.
Part 1 and part 2 came out in their short forms, and now they're both available in their long.
Which Stig has watched.
I have not watched. I refuse to watch them.
But you will watch part 3.
But I just fucking hate the fact that they did that. And Netflix allowed them to do that. It doesn't make any sense.
But
it just turns people off the film completely.
Because he claims he'll have had great success with Zack Snyder's Justice League, turning a 2-hour boring film into a 4-hour boring film.
Well, no, it was a lot better.
It's not that bad, mate.
No. It was functionally a better film. It was still boring as fuck. That was the problem.
I think it was quite a vast improvement of the original.
Made me want to see a sequel.
Not that vast, I wouldn't say.
He turned a 4 out of 5 into a 5 out of 5.
He turned a 1 out of 5 to a 3 out of 5. That's a bit about as far as I'll go.
That was a success in anyone's books. Let's not forget the Flash film came out. Woo! That's worse.
Remember when they were talking that up as being a really great film? Even Stephen King came out and said it was one of the best comic book films.
Stephen King hasn't had cocaine in decades.
He
doesn't know.
Many.
Stephen King hasn't done anything good in decades.
Yeah.
The last comic book film you probably watched was Catwoman.
Yeah. And he liked it.
Yeah, if that's his response to the Flash.
Flash is so bad. Next,
episodes of Netflix anime shows including Arcane, Terminator Zero, leak online.
You know, when you say arcane, it sounds like you're saying your cousin. It's arcane.
Media localization services provider Luno says it is actively investigating the incident. Footage and clips from several unreleased Netflix anime shows, including some full episodes, have leaked online after hackers stole the content from one of the company's post-production partners. These include Arcane Season 2 and Terminator Zero. In addition to Arcane and Terminator, content from other titles has appeared on X and 4chan, according to IGN, which first reported the leaks. Those include Dan, Ramnut, Heartstopper Season 3, Gentry Chow versus the Underworld, and films Plankton the Movie and Spellbound.
You lurk in 4chan, Candy. Have you seen it?
I have not. I'm actively trying to avoid any kind of arcane chat now.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to wait too long because Arcane returns in this November.
Yeah.
Long enough to see a spoiler, though.
Yeah, it is. Although they've said Arcane returns for its final season, so they're only giving us 2 seasons.
Well,
unfortunately, I've seen the leaks and John Arcane dies.
Oh, fucking hell. I was trying to
wanted
avoid
at least
that.
3 or 4. Like, I didn't want it to go on forever, but
I think what they mean, they're doing 2 seasons in this, focusing around these two, like the 2 main characters. I think there's going to be more. I don't know if it's going to be called Arcane, but there's going to be more anime based on League of Legends.
Is it League of Legends Arcane?
Yes.
What?
League of
it's like
Legends.
surprisingly
Jinx is one of the primary characters.
I didn't know that.
I think she's one of the primary characters you get for free in League of Legends.
Mate,
she's
do you
a
think I was
default
paying
character.
attention when I played it 3 times?
But yeah, I mean, I'd be quite happy if they because they left the story off on kind of a cliffhanger at the end of season 1. Oh, I do need to rewatch it. It's been a while. I'd be quite happy for them to resolve this story and then it end on a high. Like I would like 3 or 4 seasons, but if they do 2 excellent seasons, I'm happy with that.
Oh, give me that something in that animation and in that style, and in
Yeah,
with
their
that
animations
writing.
are so fucking gorgeous. Next.
No, I'm just waiting for him.
Sorry, mate. Next, do you know what I was mesmerised? You know on Audacity, the green bar?
Yeah.
I was just watching it. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oodles is drinking energy drinks. As a result, his brain his singular brain cells
I am
bouncing around
drinking
there.
energy drinks. I was just watching it. It's like, do, 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 do. It was so fascinating. Sorry. Cut that. Next.
No, it's staying in, you dickhead.
Next, we saw the Disney Entertainment Showcase D23 this last week, and a lot of new details from stuff came out. So I'm going to roll through.
I keep missing these.
It don't matter. I've got the news for you, mate. I've got it all here for you on Biggie's Breaking News. Stop me if there's anything that takes your fancy. New Moana 2 trailer, which gives some more details about what threats and stuff they should be facing. The Rock has partnered with Disney for a monster truck project.
What the fuck? Is he going to be like punching the trucks or something? Or?
I don't know, but he's going to be driving monster trucks, isn't he? That's what it is.
Oh, sweet.
That's kind of sorted.
The fucked up thing is, though, I've been inside a monster truck in Skegness, of all places. I wasn't driving, I can't drive. I was just in like the makeshift passenger seat. We weren't going over other cars or like that. But even I was too big for that monster truck cabin. The Rock will be monstrous inside a monster truck.
Hey,
it won't fit.
I've seen Hulk Hogan versus the Big Show in monster trucks on WCW.
That's true. If Big Show can get in. That's true.
Yeah. Is it The Simpsons where they're like, monster trucks, monster trucks, monster trucks?
Yeah.
Monorail.
There's a thing of where they go to see monster trucks. They just go, monster trucks, and that's all I think
it's fun
of.
to watch.
And
I like watching monster
I
truck.
think it's the gag they're watching the TV is the advert for it, and everyone goes, yay, and Marge goes, yay.
I liked it. When I went to see it in Skegness, it was fun.
I'd love to go see monster trucks.
It was good. They got BFG come over from America.
We'll do a ME meet up around some next monster truck meet.
Yeah, I like it. That was the last time I had a hot dog, by the way.
Avatar 3 has its official title, Avatar Fire and Ash.
Oh, God, they're just going to hit every fucking biome,
Element.
aren't
It's
they?
just going to be an element, yeah. I tell you what, I know exactly what's
It's
going
just
to happen.
progressing level to level.
Are there
in
going
the
to be
game.
volcano ones?
Yeah.
The red.
Yeah.
The
They're gonna be red.
Sulis are going to move from the water tribe to the fire tribe. They're not going to get on with the fire tribe, but some of their children are going to interact and get on with the other children. And then eventually they're all going to come together to fight the biggest threat. Man,
is there going to be a giant lava creature that they befriend by the end?
I don't know. It's just more of the same.
There was a big water creature on the last one that they all befriended at the end.
And
I mean, it'll look incredible. I'm sure
the
the lava effects and volcanoes.
Mate, I'm telling you now,
right,
I went to see
the story's just
Avatar
bobbins.
2, and people say, yeah, but it looks great. It wasn't enough to hold my attention.
But the problem is
so many fucking shite.
I think what helped the first Avatar, because the first Avatar is like a fucking 5 out of 10 story, but 10 out of 10 CGI.
Oh, it's groundbreaking.
Nothing looked like
CGI at the time.
Nothing looked like that when it came out.
Yeah.
Now, when Avatar 2 came out, everything fucking looked like that. CGI has gotten so good and cheap to do.
The
water in Avatar 2 is
the water
incredible.
Did look good.
My mate described, because I went to see it with my mate. My mate described Avatar 2 as like, yeah, it's like shagging a 10 out of 10. Like, amazing to look at. No characteristics. No. I was like, yeah, man, been there, done that.
Didn't need to be 3 hours long.
Did not need to be 3 hours long. Just laid there.
I won't go to the cinema to see this unless Kate's still working at the cinema, because then it's free.
Yeah.
Not paid to see it again.
Yeah, but 3 hours of your time's not free.
Yeah, but I do it for the pod sometimes, don't I?
Yeah, but
I like to see everything that I can. That I'm big into films.
I just feel bad for
Take
you
the kids
for your
that'll send them
precious
to sleep.
time.
Yeah, I want to see things to form an opinion first. But based on the last two, it'll be a bang average 3 out of 5 again. Anyway, on to the next one. Zootopia 2 clips have come to reveal new cast members. Ki-Hoo Kwan is joining the cast. Frozen 3 revealed the first look and concept art. We are getting Frozen, Hercules, and Greatest Showman stage adaptations.
I did see the clip of the Muses doing Zero to Hero on stage, which I thought was really good.
Gladiators,
Hercules.
I actually said to Kate today, I was like, I'm surprised the Greatest Showman hasn't been done as a stage adaptation yet.
Would have been.
And then she said,
I thought it was based on a stage show.
She said, no, I've seen news this week that it is, and here it is. This first
I'd
time
go see
I've seen it.
I like a stage show.
I'm
anyway,
going to go see Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
I think Greatest Showman's got a really good soundtrack to it. I'm not that bothered about the film. I've seen the film, fine, but I think the soundtrack overtakes the film, if you get me.
Yeah, and on stage,
the songs are way better.
The dancing and the production and the songs all
yeah.
really good. We had a first look at live action Stitch from the upcoming Lilo and Stitch movie. We had a Snow White trailer.
They have a live action Stitch. Have they found an alien?
No, it's just a CGI Stitch. It looks pretty good.
I've never seen Lilo and Stitch. Is it an alien then? I thought it was like an
He's
alien.
an alien, yeah. He's Lilo and Stitch is great, but it's another one of those things like it doesn't need to have a live action remake.
None of them do, but
it's a really fucking good film by itself.
They make shitloads of money.
Is it cheaper now to make live action films or something because of computers than animation?
No, it's just different marketing. Like like Lilo and Stitch is 20-something years old now.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know. So they can. Candy, The Incredibles came out in 2003.
Jesus.
Stop it, Gadgets. Why are you ruining our day, Gadget?
Well, they did announce. Oh no! In fact, no, I'm not going to say that because that's later. Lilo and Stitch doesn't need to be remade. It's a fine enough film.
None of them do, but they make.
Is it like
money.
E.T. then?
They make no.
No.
No, it's really fun.
Like a person discovers an alien or something.
Well, it is kind of that, yeah. But it's like set in Hawaii, and it's
watch
like
it with your daughter. She'll like it.
It's got lots of.
I will.
A little bit like what Moana did. It does what Moana did for Polynesian culture.
So it shows the culture as well as an alien as well.
Yeah.
Also, the soundtrack is Elvis.
Mm.
Oh, and I do like the King.
Yeah.
And it was delayed by coming out by a week because of September the 11th.
Oh, does he fly a plane in it or something?
Yes. There was an original scene where Stitch had to fly a plane. And
yes, that's what happened to Spider-Man as well, didn't it?
Buildings or something. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was flying between buildings on.
Yeah.
On Maui.
Few computer games and stuff. Came out last week, Candy. Don't worry.
Time doesn't make sense, Candy.
God, I'm only 20.
Have you gone down into the fucking black hole event horizon or something?
Jesus. Somebody take me there.
Yeah. Speaking of live actions, we got a trailer for Snow White. First look at Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, and the Seven Dwarves.
Is there anyone more apt to play the evil witch as Gal Gadot? Without getting into the politics.
Is she
going
to Snow White mirror on the wall?
Yeah.
So who the fuck's better looking than her?
This is the problem, right? This time
she's not ugly.
Yeah, like Rachel Zegler she's an attractive girl, but she's not
Bonnie.
But she's
Gal
not
Gadot.
Not Gal Gadot, and it's the same problem as last time. Kristen Stewart does not. She's not Charlize Theron.
Yeah, exactly.
That's also not the point I was making about Gal Gadot playing her, but
I know what point you were making, but the point is to keep
she's evil. I know that she's evil.
Gorgeous women as
she's
the queen.
Not fucking ugly, is she?
Yeah, and her main drive is that she's not.
Who's the fairest of them all?
Yeah.
You. And Mira's like, I'm actually not lying. It's you.
He's Northern too.
That's what Snow White needs, a Yorkshireman mirror.
Yeah. I'll be like, look, love, look at your sen. Mate.
You look great, pet.
Mate, I drink your bath water. Fucking hell.
Moving on. Tron Ares cast teamed up to reveal exclusive footage and a collaboration with 9 Inch Nails for the soundtrack.
I'm really interested in that.
Not
interested in the film. I'm not interested in the film because Jared Leto is in it, so he can get
Of course he's in it.
Are they going to bring back Jeff Bridges and de-age him again?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Well, they can, though, in that universe, can't they? Because, I mean, Tron Legacy is not as bad as you remember.
I don't remember it being that bad, to be honest.
It's not as good as Tron, but it's got Daft Punk all the way through it.
No, the soundtrack is absolutely the best thing. And the little Michael Sheen walk-on part, I really liked him.
Yeah.
The actual main thrust of the story, and Olivia Wilde was terrible in it.
But she's great looking. Sorry, I'm just so skinned eat me.
Right, I'm going to crack on with these because there's a few to get through. Pixar stuff. Toy Story 5's primed to release for summer 2026.
Yeah,
and
can't wait.
It'll be about the toys coming to terms with modern technology.
Yeah, iPad kids are the baddies.
Yep. Hoppers, an original animated movie starring John Hamm, Bobby Moynihan, and Piper Curda. It's coming to theaters spring 2026. It's a human beaver brain swap film.
Sure.
Elio comes out next year, June 2025. It's added Zoe Salinger to the cast, and Pixar is officially working on The Incredibles 3. That's the big one from Pixar.
Yeah, again, I didn't know there was 2.
You should watch The Incredibles 2. It's not as good as the first, but it's a really good film.
I didn't know it'd come out, mate. I like the first one.
Star Wars stuff. Star Wars Skeleton Crew reveals first trailer, and December the 3rd, this Andor Season 2 footage revealed, and this one actually is...
not dead yet.
No, this one actually looks really good. This Star Wars Lego 4-part special. It's a what-if story.
Okay, I'm into that, because Lego
Watch
Star
the trailer.
Wars is great fun.
It's got that same Lego humour from the films. And basically the concept is there is this lodestone, like Lego piece, which holds the whole universe together. And this guy moves it, and it just flips the whole Star Wars universe upside down. So baddies are goodies, goodies are baddies. Things never happen.
What if Princess Leia had a Jabba the Hutt in a bikini as a slave?
Genuinely, that could happen. The way they've set it up, they've got Ewoks flying the X-wings. They've got like Darth Jar Jar, all that kind of stuff. So
we're finally getting Darth Jar Jar.
They've just done a what if.
I'd rather have it not Lego though. I'd rather have it just CGI.
But the Lego's really fun. It's good.
Yeah, Lego is
you
really
watch
fun.
what they do with the actual like moving the blocks and stuff with it. It's good.
Yeah.
The first Lego film was great. We don't talk about the second one.
Yeah, no, first one's great.
There's a second Lego. What the fuck?
Batman Lego's good as well.
I know there's the Lego Batman one.
Ninjago
Lego Batman one was actually pretty good.
Ninjago one wasn't good.
No.
Ninjago? What the fuck?
Yep. Finally, the last thing there was Marvel stuff. They had a first look at Ironheart show, and they had more details of Daredevil Born Again, which has been released in March. Will feature White Tiger, and season 2 will be has been greenlit and starts filming soon.
Still doing Ironheart?
Well, yeah, it was announced ages ago. I don't know. Because modern young girls like these young girl action comics.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not just about sweaty middle-aged white men.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
She wasn't very good in Wakanda Forever, though, so I don't really...
Oh, I've never heard of Ironheart, but I like the design of her.
Did you not see Wakanda Forever?
No, I didn't.
You can just watch the first 30 minutes.
All right.
And turn it off.
Watch the funeral scene and then that's it.
Funeral scene's so fucking moving. So beautiful. And then the rest of the film happens.
Watch the funeral scene and then the last 5 minutes on the beach. That's all you need.
Yeah, the beach bit's good, actually. Yeah, the beach bit's good.
Right, on to tech. Google is discontinuing the Chromecast line. Google is done making Chromecasts. In a post on Tuesday, Google says it's ending production of Chromecasts over a decade of selling the streaming dongles.
It's not like Google to abandon stuff.
Well, no, they're changing it because they're now releasing Google TV.
I've got that. We've already got Google TV.
But yeah, so they're releasing a set-top box with that in.
We've got Google TV that is a dongle.
That's Chromecast.
No, don't let me go downstairs and get it. It's Google TV. I've got the box, and it's bigger than a Chromecast, and you can't just dangle out a telly.
Right.
You've got to plug it in.
Well, they're basically replacing...
Looks like Apple TV, actually.
They're replacing the Chromecast, which is a £30 piece of kit, which makes your TV smart, for a £100 TV streamer box, which I'm sure has many more ways to track everything that you're watching.
Yeah, of course.
It's the best thing I've ever purchased, that Google TV, because I can see what my son's been YouTubing, and my God, he's obsessed with girls kissing at the moment.
He's at that age.
Oh, yes. He's so innocent, he's put girls kissing. Bless him. I haven't confronted him about it yet.
Oh, don't.
I'm not.
Let him watch his girls kissing.
Yeah. Next.
Next, move on to a death this week. Jack Carlson, who shot to fame after the succulent Chinese meal. Arrest dies at the age of 82. The man who immortalised the phrase "This is democracy manifest" while starring in what has been described as a preempted Australian meme. Jack Carlson has died at the age of 82. Carlson, although there are debates on whether that is his actual real name or not, or one of his many aliases, was a serial prison escaper and a small-time crook who shot to fame in 2009 after a news clip of his arrest at a Chinese restaurant in Brisbane in 1991 was uploaded to the internet. What is the charge? Eating a meal?
Get your hands off my
succulent
penis!
Chinese meal! Carlson theatrically bombed like a bear-like frame, resisted a string of police officers.
I see you know judo.
Get your hand off my penis!
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off there.
No, we've only got one cup.
Ta-ta and farewell.
So I guess get him in the car.
One cup, look. They even broke.
So I saw my mum this week, first time this year, and I told her about him. I went, Mum, like, I don't know who my dad is, but do you recognise this bloke? Because I know she spent some time in Australia. I'm like, could that be my dad? She went, no. She went, no. I went, oh, fuck. I'd have loved it if that were my dad. Get your hand off my penis!
There's a great Paddington meme. You know, this like...
Yeah.
You know, remember that meme of Paddington like taking the Queen to heaven?
Yes.
There's a great one of Paddington dragging him, and he's just like saying basically the same thing. Like, what is the charge? Having a succulent Australian life? It's like, I see you know bear jiu-jitsu.
Oh, rest in peace, Dad. Rest in peace.
Yeah, just claim him as your dad.
I am.
It's new canon. New Modern Escapism canon.
Kenny Carlson. Let's go.
Kenny Carlson.
Only DNA could have told me, but we haven't got it anymore because he's gone. No way to track him at all.
I would love to like have a book about his life. The idea is he's a serial prison escaper and crook.
Oh, mate! Apparently, it's so interesting. He's like he was an art thief for a bit as well.
Like only an Australian could be this.
Someone was saying like on TikTok, they were saying, please get what's his name who plays Laszlo?
Matt Berry.
Get Matt Berry to do his life story film because he could probably do his voice. That'd be so good, Matt Berry. He
has apparently got one of the lines from that meme into the next series of What We Do in the Shadows.
Good. Immortalise my father like that. Yeah, rest in peace, man. What a soul. In fact, I think it's top 5 memes of all time, that video. I think it's up there.
Yeah,
it's
so
well
good.
up there. Yeah.
There's not many better than that.
I never get tired of watching it.
No, I watch it all the way through every time.
Me and Pip quote it to each other all the time. She'll just walk through the house and go, "What is the charge?" And then we carry on doing.
Mate, when we order Chinese food, this is
succulent Chinese meal.
While we're eating it, this is a succulent Chinese meal. All we do. That's all we do for an hour. That's how you become married for 13 years. That's how you do it.
To the Weird World Web. Got a couple of stories here.
You'll get that title right one of these days.
Weird World Web.
I never get it right, mate. Don't worry about it.
Weird World Web.
www.
Fisherman lands first ever lost Lego shark. Fisherman from Devon has landed the first shark of its kind, one made of Lego, lost at sea off a cargo ship 27 years ago. Richard West, a 35-year-old fisherman living in Plymouth, found the plastic toy at the top of his fishing nets 20 miles south of Penzance on Tuesday.
Of course it was a pirate.
He contacted the local Lego Lost at Sea, whose founder Tracy Williams confirmed the piece to be the first ever reported shark from a 51,800 Lego sharks lost off the Tokyo Express cargo ship in 13th of February 1997.
Wow.
It's a mental little story, this.
Yeah, it's funny that he fished a plastic shark from the sea.
Was it assembled?
I was about to say, was it assembled?
Yeah. There's a picture of it.
I suppose, like, plastic.
No, they were just like that big. They were like molded sharks.
Oh,
it wasn't like a full model.
I was going to say,
yeah.
I thought it was like a Death Star size.
No, it's just it's like a shark. Just like a shark.
It was basically a wave that hit the ship and knocked a couple of containers off it.
It's cute.
And
cute story.
And one of them had something like 4.5 million pieces of Lego in it, and much of it was like sea themed for like certain sets.
Right.
So some enterprising person then just put this Lego Lost at Sea campaign together. Say, if you find anything from this container, report it to us. And
the fucked up thing is, right, Lego people are so like odd. Like I'm a Lego person.
Sell.
That will sell. That will sell.
He said, "I was excited. I was more happy about finding the shark than anything I'd caught this week. It's priceless. Yeah. It's treasure.
It's genuinely treasure.
Because he genuinely could sell that.
I reckon he'll get 10 grand plus for that.
I wonder if this is one of the microplastics people talks about. There's just a load of Lego sharks disintegrating in the English Channel.
That's what they're all drinking down south.
It explains Biggie.
It does. Yeah, it does. Excellent. That was a good breaking news.
Just because I have to talk about it. Australian dancer Ray Gunn is going viral for her Olympic breakdancing performance.
Ray Gunn? Who's Ray Gunn?
She is an 36-year-old Australian breakdancer who has gone viral for her breakdancing moves at the Olympics.
Hang on, breakdancing at the Olympics?
Yeah, it's new this year.
It's just a one-off thing.
Fuck off! How can you judge that?
It's just dance competition, isn't it? Similar to gymnastics, rhythm dancing and stuff. But please, if you haven't watched it, go and watch her do it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Is she really bad?
Yes.
Yeah, she finished 16th place. Her moves quickly went viral. Yep. Among her most talked about moves included what some people call the kangaroo, which is fitting for the Australian national. There's one where she's just like kind of rolling her back. She looks like a dog. You know when a dog's just kind of rolling its back and flicking its feet in the air?
Yes.
That's what she looks like.
I think my favorite one, she's lying on her side and then kind of like scissoring her whole body back and forth. So like bringing her torso to her legs.
Nice.
Like a fucking sideways Pac-Man. It's fucking
I like
insane.
sound of Ray Gunn.
Yeah, just go over watch. It's hilarious.
Fucking Australians, man.
It's been a week for them, hasn't it?
It really has. Right, then, let's move on to what we've been up to this week. I'm going to start. Now, trigger warning, I am going to be talking about alcohol for a few minutes, if that's okay with Pete, because I'm going to review a drink.
Okay.
I haven't done that in a long time. As I pre-warned earlier, I'm going to be talking about the name Thatcher, or Thatchers.
Ah.
So this weekend, I drank 10 cans of these and another bottle of wine, but that's irrelevant. I am now obsessed with a new drink. It's called Thatcher's Blood Orange Cider.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Have
really nice.
any of you
Iron
tried
brew.
this? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about this? Like, here's my review. Fluorescent, clear, orange, colour, pleasantly sweet, rich citrus smells, blood oranges, uses all natural flavourings, 3 varieties of apples used, Gala, Fuji and Braeburn. Unsurprisingly, tastes like oranges. £10 for 10 cans. It's the first cider in recent memory to achieve 15 out of 15 on UK Insider Press website. Great pun for a name, by the way. This drink is fucking phenomenal. I've never drank a cider that much, like 10 cans, and not had heartburn in my life.
It's a nice cider. I've had it before.
I like it. It's just like iron brew, though. It's not like
We've only
drinking
just got it
alcohol,
round
is
here. We've only just got it round here.
Oh, you want to come down here?
Oh, yeah, you guys probably had it 15 years ago. But like, it's hot boy summer at the moment, so I'm drinking fucking ciders. And this week I bought a crate of it just on a whim, and I was like, oh my God! And it's 4%, so I could drink 10 and not be plastered. Because I had a bottle of wine after that, which I'm not reviewing the wine, but fuck me, please, if you're a listener and you like alcohol, try Thatcher's Blood Orange Cider. It is fucking unreal. I've never screamed about a southern drink that much in my life. It's so nice.
You like a sweet drink, though, don't you? Like, I find cider
like a
really
sweet drink.
I like sweet drink. I like sweet cider.
I like wet drinks, basically.
I smashed through a whole case of like flavoured Kopparberg the other week. Like,
it's so easily done.
I'm on mixed fruit alcohol.
12 cans, and it was just like crack up and in a glass with some ice and out in the sun.
Do you know what I think it is with it? Because they're so sugary, you don't feel as fucked when I'll sit and drink like 15 cans of Guinness. You know what I mean? I'm just a bloated bready mess by that point. It's just there's something about that drink, and it just sat in the sun. Just God Almighty, 10 hours went by so fast. It was so good. I want to scream from the rooftops about how good it is. I hope it's not one of those limited editions that I'll never see again.
No, it's been out years.
Been over years. Yeah.
As it, God, it's really frustrating when that happens. You know what I mean? You fall in love with a drink and it disappears. Like Kopparberg's mixed fruit punch comes and goes every year. Do you know what I mean? You can only get it in summer. And I love Kopparberg's mixed fruit punch, but I'm all about that blood orange cider now, babies. Do they do a blood orange scrumpy down your way, Candy?
Not that I've seen. I'll keep an eye out for you. If I find one, I'll send it up.
I'm getting into flat ciders as well.
Oh, I'll get you some rough cider if you want. Taste of sheep's poo.
Yeah, get him some farm cider.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Got to take your own jerry can.
I'll absolutely try it. But yeah, I just wanted to scream from the rooftops on it. It's so fucking nice. And yeah, buy some this week, listeners. Buy some. Whew. Right, the main thing I've been doing is obvious to all because Gadget threw it at me last week. Thank goodness you're here.
That's got Thatcher in too.
You what? Sorry?
That's got Thatcher in too.
It has got.
There's a reference to Thatcher in that.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Yeah, and block of the milk snatcher or something.
yeah, it does. So, as Gadget kind of explained to me last week what it was, but I didn't still grasp what it was when he explained it.
It's a hard game to explain.
Mate, it plays exactly like fucking South Park RPG. We at the RPG bits. That's the easier way to explain it. You walk around. Yeah.
Got that South Park.
You walk around and hit things. So on the South Park one, you were always hitting post boxes to make it break and stuff like that.
Yeah, true, I suppose, yeah.
So he plays like that. The fractured butthole and the stick of truth. What's it called? Stick of truth?
Stick of truth, yeah.
Stick of truth. Like, he plays like that, but it's got no combat in it whatsoever. It's got no gameplay in it whatsoever. My review on. Thank goodness. I think it's quite a hot game at the moment because there's nothing else out, is there, that's come out, so everyone knows what it is. I don't really have to explain you all to it. I think this game's incredible.
It is, isn't it?
Gadget was correct. I played it in one sitting today. Sat down, laid on my bed, bought it on Switch, played through the whole thing, and I didn't for once think I'd wasted any money. I didn't for once think it overstayed its welcome. I was just absorbed in this Viz-like world. Remember Viz, the magazine?
Yeah.
I bet Biggie still fucking gets it. Like a Viz-like Yorkshire version of that. Almost, it's got patterns of Vic and Bob. It's got League of Gentlemen. That kind of strange, but it also reminds me of like old shows like Danger Mouse and fucking Family Ness. Those kind of cartoons. Yep. It's got it all, hasn't it? You can these people, two is it two lads from Barnsley? They created a game, and it's just a love letter to. I mean, we had a little debate in his Discord. It's a love letter to northern culture, but more like me and Stig probably discussed as well. West Yorkshire culture / South Yorkshire culture, like coal mining villages, like Dan. Do you know what I mean? It's really. If you've seen the film Kes, imagine that, but imagine if Kes went through a Mighty Boosh filter.
And wasn't quite so depressing.
And not depressing at all. It's almost weird to explain. You're this little yellow-headed pipsqueak that at the beginning
tiny, of indeterminate size.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's really big, sometimes he's really
like
fucking tiny.
And you're sent from your boss to go to Barnsworth to do something. And it started off, I thought the game had bugged. I couldn't get out the office. I couldn't get out the office.
You realise you had to jump
then
out
I
the
realised
window.
I had to jump out the window. He goes, it's a 10-story window. And he smashed it. And then you go to meet the mayor. And the mayor says, the mayor's receptionist says, you're going to have to wait. And that's it. There's no start. There's no direction. There's no position where to go. There's nothing. There's no arrows. There's no HUD. And you just go around, and the only button you've got is to slap. And you slap people.
The two moves in Yorkshire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can jump. You go slap people to get dialogue, and you can extend the dialogue by slapping them a few times. And then you go on these loops around the town, and everything's just beautiful. It made me feel like when I felt like, because you've been to where I live, Gadget. Did they take pictures of my village?
I think so. I think it's very accurate to where you live.
Literally, one road in town, and terraced houses as far as the eye can see, a chippy, working men's, a shit supermarket.
I still can't get over like just the little details there, like the fact that the local shop's called Price Shaggers.
Price Shaggers, yep. And it's just these lads. I think they're from Penistone, or as we call it around here, Penis Town. Which is not far. It's not far away at all. And it's just I've grew up where they're creating in this game, and I think it appeals to me more than a lot of people. And Stig will recognise some points of view of it as well, because he knows these kind of people as well. All I was doing while I was playing it for, I think 2 hours, something like that. I finished it.
Yeah, it's like two or 3 hour long game.
And it's perfect length. And it only cost me £7 because I had some Nintendo stars or whatever they're called, coins to use. And I just went round and I was like, all I could think of was, is anyone going to buy this from any other country?
I've been seeing loads on TikTok of like Americans trying to play it.
What the fuck? How can they play this?
Well, I mean, they're laughing at a surface level, like they would laugh at like the Mighty Boosh or Monty Python.
Yeah,
like just like the ridiculous jokes. Like there's one I've seen a streamer reacting to where you're walking along the riverside and you hear a voice line going, "I asked how much parking was." He said £2.10. I said, "I don't know why I asked. I'm a duck." And the duck just swims off. It's like that level of humour.
Yeah, I mean, you can laugh at the guy that's poking sausages through a hole in fence. That's funny. But
that fucking sent me that when I seen.
Last time you go around, he goes,
a sausage?
Last time you go around, he goes, "What are you expecting, my sausages? I've got none left."
I just go in. I've not played loads of it yet. I think I've only put
I won't spoil it.
But it was just like walking from one place to another, and as you come like there's a guy stuck in a drain, and each time you're going back and forth from things,
it's escalating.
It's escalating, and more things are happening around him.
I mean, by the end, I discovered the gameplay loop. When you slap someone in the set and they go, "Thank goodness you're here," that's the new quest, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I didn't realise it at first. I was like, "Oh, that's what," and that's how. And then you go on a little loop, and it's just, I think it's tremendous. In a year where Balatro exists, unfortunately, it's not going to get my Gotti. But if Balatro didn't exist, this is genuinely, I've never smiled or laughed through a game like this. And I've sent my mates videos of me playing it. They've all bought it and gone, fucking hell, is that from around here?
I think what's important to remember as well is it's a comedy game that gets it right. Like comedy is really hard to pull off in gaming. Like you can only really think of like the classics like Monkey Island and Discworld and stuff like that could really pull off comedy in games.
Yeah. Do you know what it's got? It's got to it as well. It's got the macabre of like David Firth of Salad Fingers fame.
Yeah. It's got
that to it as well.
I mean,
it's got some monstrous moments.
What, like Sam's Hams?
Yeah, that is monstrous. It's absolutely I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And then the finale. I'm not going to spoil the finale.
No,
I was like,
because I think I'm just about to get to that. I haven't finished it yet.
I was like, what the fuck? And I was just laughing and smiling and it was perfect. And even when they're in the working men's pub and your character keeps, I don't know how many times you guys jump back into sync to get sucked up through the fucking pipes, because I did it loads of times. It's so funny. And the way the little yellow-headed guy, no name, little yellow-headed guy just changes sizes all the fucking time. But again, don't be put off by thinking, oh, it's just a Yorkshire game. There are other peoples in this. There's a Scottish guy.
Scottish bloke.
There's one Londoner.
London bloke.
And when you touch him, he goes, oh, get away! Like Londoners do.
I still can't get over the locksmith talking about the television ladies.
Oh God, it's so funny. And when you're walking around and in the background, you see a complete affair, a man and a woman affair throughout the whole game, and it's just that's not a story. That's just in the background if you pay attention. It's just really fucking clever, and I want to see it. I want to see these guys do more. What was the company? What was the studio called? I forgot that.
Cole something or other.
Yeah, Cole. It's to do with Cole, isn't it?
I just like little touches, like in the main menu, the options is called faff.
Faff.
Yeah.
I'm not faffing.
Yeah.
Cool supper.
Coal supper. That's good
Yeah.
name for a studio. Coal supper. I'm having coal for supper with some gravy.
I think you could do this in different places. Like a Somerset version of this would be incredible.
Yeah. Or a mud people
Norwich.
one. Do you know Norwich? Yeah, the mud people from the swamps.
A Scottish version. Like I think you could do this kind of humour around the whole country.
You could definitely do like a Glasgow one, couldn't you?
A Welsh one,
a Liverpool one. It's a niche though. The best way to describe it plays a bit like Stick of Truth, but it's a point and click without any pointing or clicking.
Yeah.
It's more like a prod and slap or something like that, isn't it?
No, prod and slap.
Yeah, the new genre of gaming, prod and slap.
Yeah, it's sensational. And I don't know if you guys have seen the bit with the arm yet. The arm. I'm just going to say the arm.
No,
not yet.
It's so fucking funny.
I've seen the bit with the sausage maker.
Oh God! Oh, that guy when you keep landing in his fish, and it's like, "Oh, you're back again, you dirty little bleeder."
Closing down the sandwich van for Smacky Bum Bum.
Oh yeah. I'd probably buy it again on PlayStation if it's got trophies. I don't know if it's got trophies on it.
It's got achievements on Steam. So
has it got a platinum on it?
Yeah, I assume so.
Because fuck me, it's special. It's genuinely special, and I think it's at 13 quid full whack at the moment.
Yeah, I don't. It's not going to cost a lot ever, really.
It's the same length as a film, but it's a film that you keep forever. It's a game. You know what I mean? I think it's magic. It's a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Yeah, there's not enough gravy in it, but there is gravy in it. That's its only downside. But yeah, thank goodness you're here. If Balatro didn't exist, it'd be top of my list so far.
Tiny Toms, tiny pies. You won't get tinier.
I like a big pie's better. Oh, God, yeah, so fucking good. Yeah. Let's dig what you've been up to.
A couple of things, not loads, but the first one is the film that I've talked about before about being great and never reviewed on the podcast because it came out before we started this. But we watched it again this week. Train to Busan, it's called.
Oh, yes. Very
the
good.
zombie one.
A South Korean horror film. I'm just going to read you what I wrote at the time, which was back in 2017, I think, when I watched this.
God, you were 15 then.
Yeah. But just when you thought the zombie genre was overplayed, done and dusted, along comes a film set on a train of all things that changes everything. There's no beating around the bush on this one because this film is truly amazing. And it is. It has everything.
Where did you write that then?
On Letterboxd.
You've been using that for that long?
Yeah. Wow. It's well acted. It's gory. It's full of adrenaline. Like there's some real human drama in. There's a lot of melodrama in there, but
there's definitely melodrama.
But it has likable characters that you can invest in. It has a little bit of humor here and there. I remember when I first watched this, there's one moment that actually moved me to tears. And the setting of the train actually really, really helps it to say, a film set on a train, that doesn't sound great, but it is because it's so confined and they managed to use the setting to their advantage.
Snowpiercer's waving at you.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is obviously a lot smaller than Snowpiercer.
Yeah,
this is
of course it is, yeah.
a normal commuter train. But it's everything. It is such a perfect horror film, and it was just one of those that time. It came around a time where everything was zombies. There's so many things like coming out at the time that was to do with zombies, and this just did something different with it, and it's really worthwhile like watching if you've not seen it before.
I watched it while we've done this podcast. I watched it when our Asian correspondent John Cheetham told me to watch it.
Yeah.
What a recommendation from him. I mean, he's always been great at recommendations, but that film just blew me away, and it was years after it came out. Still blew me. It holds the fuck up.
There's a couple
film.
of spin-offs. There's a prequel called Seoul Station, which is an animated film, and Train to Busan Peninsula. They don't have what this film has.
No.
So if you watch this film, you think, I'd love to see more from that kind of what they're doing with that. I won't bother. I'll just stick with this film. It's tremendous. I think it's one of the
really
best,
good, mate.
One of the best horror films of the last decade,
easily. And I've not seen them all, but I fucking adored it.
Yeah, I loved it. So the other thing I want to talk about is a book that I've been listening to that I finished this week. It's called The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is the first book of the Bloodsworn saga, The Shadow of the Gods, Hunger of the Gods, and The Fury of the Gods, which is set to come out later this year. And it's really fucking good. Really, really, really enjoyed this. It's set.
Let me guess, is that a fantasy one?
It's fantasy, but it's not like it's not wizards and kind of like Lord of the Rings.
Why are you reading it then?
It's Norse inspired.
Oh.
So it's set in this like a Norse inspired world. So it's packed with myth. It has magic, but it's like kind of Norse witch magic.
Runes and stuff like that.
What the books does is take kind of old folklore stories and myths and legends and kind of makes them real.
Oh.
So it's this big like kind of epic fantasy, and it says here it's set in a brand new Norse-inspired world packed with myth, magic, and bloody vengeance. Shadow of the Gods begins an epic new fantasy saga from best-selling author John Gwynne. After the gods waned and drove themselves to extinction, the cataclysm of their fall shattered the land of Vigrio. A new world is rising where power-hungry jarls feud and monsters stalk the woods and mountains. A world where the bones of the dead gods still hold great power for those brave or desperate enough to seek them out. So yeah, the gods are dead, but they've left their mark on this world where in a few ways. There are small creatures that resemble the gods. Called not Rivens, they're called
Whites.
I can't remember what they're called now, but they're basically like smaller versions of the gods.
Yeah.
Little
Little small mockeries of the gods.
Yeah, Vaesons, spirits and monsters of Scandinavian folklore. Various types of Vaesons are mentioned, including Serptus, Tenure, and Naken. And they're either, some of them are good, some of them aren't. Some of them are kind of being trained or turned, like almost into slaves and bound to humans, and some of them are just ruthless. You also have the Tainted, who are people whose blood has been tainted with the old gods, and they have kind of abilities that can come out of them based on what god has tainted them. So there is kind of wolf gods, and there's rat gods, and there's snake gods and stuff. And the Tainted they're like slaves now, and they're hunted. But if you kind of push one to extreme, that it comes out of them. Their eyes go red, and they come kind of vicious.
Is this a new saga, or has the Mal books out already? Finished?
No, I'll say the third one comes out this year. Finishes it off. Right. It came out in 2001. So yeah, pretty new over the last few years.
It puts me off with fantasy sagas when they've not finished them still.
Yeah, but it is coming out literally this year. Yeah. No, this literally is coming out this year. I mean, he put the first one out in 2021, the second in 2022, and this one's...
Oh, so is what they call a consistent author.
Yes. Yeah. So this follows three people. You're following a woman called Orca, who is
a whale.
Kind of a general, just a normal woman by all accounts. She lives with her husband and her son. She's kind of living on a farm near a town. You've got Varg, who is set out for revenge and ends up kind of joining this team of warbands of warriors as a thrall, who's a slave. And then Elvar, who is part of the Battlegrim, which is another kind of warband of
like Vikings.
Yeah, who are basically they're tasked with doing something, and it's just you follow each one of them. The chapters flitter between them three from their perspectives, and stuff starts to happen, which is eventually clearly pushing them all together to the same direction.
Cool,
but it's very bloody and described, like descriptions of the battles and how people are killed. It's very descriptive. It's really well written. I've listened to it on audiobook. It's really well done on audio.
How many pages in the actual physical book, do you know?
It is... I don't know. Let me just click on it, see if I can find out for you. 480. That's
not big, is it? It's not too big.
I think I'm going to have to read the second one, because I really want to get straight onto this. And I only found out that the Spotify Premium only gives you 15 hours of
a month
audio a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's run out, and it renews in 7 or 8 days. And this next book I've looked at is 22 and a half hours long.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so I don't really want to just get near the end and have to stop.
That's going to be a way bigger book then, the second one.
The second one is, I should tell you, when it loads up, 656.
There you go.
Yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it. It's a bit of a slow start, but it's just that's just getting the players into place, really.
Yeah, all first books do, don't they? The first half.
There's a few isms in his language where you just kind of it seems to be you're overusing that phrase or that word to try and make it fit the setting.
Don't read Lovecraft.
So, he uses the word thought cage for their mind. So when they're thinking, so and so thought in her thought cage, or I think they say in my thought cage, I do.
God, you don't like the idea of
I'm not even talking about
mind palace.
The word's got a really bad mouthfeel. Thought cage.
Yeah,
thought cage.
I'd get it if the characters were saying that to someone else, because maybe that's what they call it in that world. Yeah. But when it's speaking to you as
when it's the narrator saying it,
they could just say it in their mind.
Yeah,
in their mind tanks.
Yeah, it's just a few little things like that. But overall, I really, really enjoyed it, and I've blasted through this. Audiobooks, I don't tend to listen to quickly because interspersed between podcasts.
Yeah, same
And
here. Like I'm still working on service model.
I've ignored podcasts to listen to this.
Ooh.
This is why you should only have 7 podcasts, 1 for each day.
I only have 4 or 5 at the minute.
No, I have loads,
Maybe.
but the point is that I've ignored them to listen to this.
Oh,
And it's
excellent.
I really like the ending and where it's going. So, the only other thing I would say struggle to get your head around is there's a lot of names and a lot of either names for things or names for places or names for people, and
Because it's a new world.
Because it's a new world and it's Norse, and it's kind of hard to get your head around.
That's what I struggled with that Patrick Rothfuss spook that you put me on, Name of the Wind or whatever it's called.
This is worse than that.
Because there's a lot of names and proper nouns in that book, and I was getting confused because this was like, that's the one I need to actually read the book.
Yeah, that's
It's not
the
as bad
only
as
thing.
fucking Game of Thrones, though, is it?
I think this is on the level of Game of Thrones.
They've all got loads of different names, but all names sound so fucking similar.
Yeah, that's the problem with here. It's like, here's a band of people with this
They've
group.
all got very similar
Here's
names.
a band of people with this group, and they've all got very similar sounding names. Sometimes you kind of get a bit of like, who's that again? Or, but other than that, like the story and the characters that you do follow, really, really enjoyable.
If it's good then and it's popular, I bet it'll be up on fucking Netflix soon, this.
I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't find myself when it got to one of the characters in the chapters going, ugh, it's them again. Like, it was almost like whenever someone's chapter finished, you're like, oh, it's disappointing because I know we're going to go into someone else now. But
Yeah.
But the other person we're going on to, I'm enjoying their story as well.
That's good pacing in the book. That's when you know.
You don't have a Bran in this book.
No, it's not Bran. I think focusing on only 3 people helps that.
I'm genuinely glad I've only read the first Game of Thrones book because I know Bran gets even bigger in that.
Yeah, Shadow of Gods, John Gwynne. I really recommend it, especially if you got the audio version. It's really well done, but I'm probably going to read the other 2.
Brilliant. Candy!
I have been going back to a couple of things. After we spoke about the Watchmen HBO series a couple of weeks ago, I went back and rewatched it. It was 2019 it came out. I can't believe that was so long ago either. Really enjoyed it at the time. Enjoyed it a little bit less so this time. So I think that the issue is, well, obviously there's a budget kind of issue because some of the characters do not look good. And I'm talking about the big blue glowing one.
And the whole fact of the plot is revolving around that twist of the big blue glowing one is annoying.
It's really annoying. Yeah, so they did Dr. Manhattan very dirty. It was I think it's just tonally very different from the original. I mean, because Watchmen's obviously set in New York City. This is set in Tulsa. The tensions are slightly different. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but again, it's just like a departure from the original plot.
Yeah.
There are some ideas that actually did do really well. For example, one of the original Minutemen, they get a backstory, and I won't say who it was because of spoilers. However, that character's backstory was very, very good. The things they did with Ozymandias, it was just a little bit too far of a stretch of the imagination
King of
for
Kings.
me. Yeah, and he's meant to be set. Well, put it this way, he's not on this planet. However, it looks very much like a countryside kind of mansion in the south of England.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was quite disappointed watching that again. But what I also went back, and I have reviewed this on the pod before, so I won't go into it too much. I rewatched the first season of Yellowjackets, which is the kind of horror/drama about the girls' soccer team whose plane crashes into the wilderness, and it goes very Lost and very kind of Lord of the Flies very, very quickly. Stars Christina Ricci, Ella Purnell, a bunch of other sort of names you would have heard of. So I've rewatched that, and then I've gone on now to watch season 2. Season 2 kicks off straight after season 1, and I don't think it could have been filmed much longer. I don't think there was much of a break in filming because sometimes the characters look a bit old, and especially when they're young girls and whatnot. And this has gone way more in the direction of the horror and paranormal. It's fucking brilliant.
I've still not seen it.
The second series is great. I would recommend, like, if you don't remember the first season, watch the first season again, because it, like I said, it just carries on. It's like it's almost as if there isn't even a season gap.
What's Yellowjackets on?
So the first season you can watch it on Now TV or Paramount. The second season I think is just on Paramount at the moment.
Okay.
Which is annoying because I can't watch it in bed on my PlayStation 4.
He's on 1, 2, 3 movies then, yeah?
Oh, I would think so. But this one's you're seeing the plane crash is set in the 90s, but we're also flashing forward to the current day. So in some ways it does kind of ruin who survives and who doesn't, but actually it doesn't, because it's reintroducing characters that weren't in the first season. The one strange thing that does happen is there is a lot of the cast in the first season, these huge, like really big parts, have now been replaced with soccer players from the team that just weren't in the first season whatsoever.
Stop calling it soccer.
I can't help it. They call it that in the show. They're girls. They play soccer, not football.
Stop it.
So yeah, this whole new bunch of characters that were supposedly kind of kicking around in the first season, but you don't really get to meet them. So that's a little bit jarring. But it's really good if you like kind of pagan-y, witchy, paranormally horror type shows. Give that a go. The second season is just as good as the first. It's actually just been renewed as well. I think it's been renewed for a third season that's coming out in 2025. But yeah, it's just been a week of comfort food.
I have them weeks, mate.
Don't want to test the brain too much this week.
Yeah. I have them weeks often. Awesome. Gadget.
Okay, a couple of things from me. I went back to Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree because I had a couple of weeks off because I got a bit burnt out because I got stuck on a couple of bosses.
Get good.
I have been getting good. I've been making some progress. Beating my least favourite so far in the DLC, the Shadow Tree Avatar.
Genuinely thought you were quite a beautiful boss, mate.
Oh, I was sick of it by the end of it. I love the design of it. I thought it was a lovely looking thing, and it was like well put together and well made. But
what about the 3 rounds of it?
That was the bit I fucking hated, and the fact that it just constantly spammed attacks at you. Come on, Miyazaki, stop being lazy. Design a boss properly.
That was very lazy of him.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I'm working up towards Mesmer, and I'm stuck at the enemy outside his boss room because that guy hits fucking hard. But still enjoying it, and still I'm liking, rather than kind of burning through it like I did with Elden Ring, I'm quite enjoying just kind of dipping in and out, because what I'm noticing is like my muscle memory is still all there. Like I'm not struggling with moving through the map and making progress. I'm just struggling with some of the bosses.
A little tip for that guy outside Mesmer's thing. Run past him.
Yeah, I might have to.
There's a sight of grace right up the stairs.
Oh, brilliant.
And then relaunch it and creep down and stab him in the back.
Meant. But a couple of new things that I've encountered. So, I like a bit of crappy telly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Pip and I were kind of rootling about on the Channel 4 app. We discovered that there is, for the first time in 10 years, there is a brand new season of Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh, sweet.
Now, I'm a big fan of Gordon Ramsay shouting at idiotic Americans. And this is the one where he's going in and fixing failing restaurants. And yeah, it's fucking set up and staged as fuck, but
where they don't realise, they don't understand why it's failing. I don't understand why. This burger's completely fine. And you look at it and it's like, looks like someone sat on it.
There's a rat in it.
And then kicked it across the floor.
Yeah. Honestly, there's 3 episodes of it on so far on the Channel 4 app, and it's fucking hilarious. It's so they're just completely delusional. There's one of the episodes, the chef that is this bar and grill that has this kind of overcomplicated menu and like massive portions and so the guys, the owner's like losing millions of dollars. The chef calls himself the culinary gangster, and he is such an unmitigated twat that when the bill comes out at the end of the meal, he puts his business card on there to say you've been fed by the culinary gangster. Like he's a
murderer.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Back once again for the culinary gangster.
He's just a guy that you want to punch, kind of, and that's what's entertaining about it. It's just stupid Americans being shouted at for being so completely oblivious as to why their restaurants are failing. Like the first episode, like Ramsay's there. It's at a diner in New York. Like that. you know the kind of food a diner in New York is supposed to be slim.
Hey, I'm walking here with my pastrami sandwich.
Yeah, sausages, eggs, sandwiches, breakfast food, that kind of thing. It had a 300-item menu.
Mook.
Jesus.
How much?
300 items on the menu, and they had like 20 cooks in the kitchen.
That's overkill.
Yeah, so...
There isn't a restaurant on the planet that can make profit out of that.
Nope. So, yeah, this doesn't need much description.
Set menus exist for a fucking reason.
Something like 80% of those restaurants that he goes in to fix still go on to fail as well.
Yeah, because they don't listen once he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. It's crap reality TV, but it's like the kind of stuff I like. It's because it's Americans being yelled at by someone from the UK. It's great.
It reminds me of that sketch on what was it? It was a show remember Big Train. It weren't that though, but it was one of those sketch shows where it was next up on Channel 4, poking Americans in a cage. The hit you've all been waiting for. You would watch that. I would. Hey,
the funny thing is because I don't pay for the Channel 4 Plus thing, so we get adverts on it and the trailers for Channel 4 stuff, and in between these kitchen nightmare segments, we keep getting trailers for a Jamie Oliver show. And I'm thinking Gordon Ramsay would kick the fuck off about that because he hates Jamie Oliver.
Does he?
Oh, he does, because Jamie Oliver's a right little twat.
He spits in his food as well when he talks.
Yeah. But the main thing I've been watching, I've watched the first 2 episodes of this, but very much enjoying it. Oodles is right up your street, because I've been watching Batman the Caped Crusader.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On Prime.
Prime, yeah. So this is a new animated Batman series developed by Bruce Timm, who developed the original Batman the Animated Series.
The king of animated Batman.
And it's got the vibes. My God, it has the vibes. Mm-hmm. So this is set around Batman early in his career.
Like year one type thing.
Sort of, yeah, but not following that particular plot line. But it's he's a young Bat.
It's like the Batman film that was year 2, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is keeping with the animated series style of the Art Deco Gotham City.
Yeah.
So everything's these
big chins.
These grand tall buildings. Everyone's wearing kind of 1930s, 1940s wear. Not a mobile phone in sight. They're just in the moment.
They've got hats on.
They've got trilbies everywhere.
Yeah.
The Batmobile is actually a realistic car-looking thing again.
Tommy guns everywhere.
Tommy guns, yep, yeah. The baddies have Tommy guns. What I'm enjoying about this, so I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but I've seen how the series plays out. There is an overarching narrative, but this is a crime and episode show.
Is it a rogues gallery one where it's different rogues?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. I'm planning on watching it this week.
Batman's being a detective.
He's the world's greatest.
And actually, Batman's not really the star of the show. It's focusing on, more on kind of the GCPD and how they're doing things, and Batman's kind of in the side of it, you know?
Yeah.
We've got a new take on the Gordon, so there is an ethnicity to Barbara and Jim Gordon.
Good.
Which has sent some people in certain parts of a certain website a bit mental.
Good.
Those people.
Yeah, they still can't take a black Jim Gordon.
I can. Absolutely. Thingy was good as Jim Gordon, wasn't he? In The Batman. What's his name? He was black.
I was going to say, wasn't Jeffrey Wright?
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright, yeah.
He was brilliant.
He was, but those parts of the internet still didn't like it.
Fucking idiots.
Fuck them.
I know.
Wait while they find out there's been 3 black Batmen. Wait. Just fucking wait.
Not my Batman.
And a Chinese one. Get ready.
So, but yeah, they play around with a few things well. So, the first 2 episodes, the first episode, the baddie is the Penguin. Yeah. But it's Oswalda Cobblepot. It's a female penguin.
Oh, I've seen pictures of her. She looks cool.
Yeah. Played by
a female penguin.
Played by Minnie Driver.
I like Minnie Driver.
And she does well. The second episode, one of my favorite Batman baddies, Clayface.
Yeah, a little bit of Clayface.
I bet it's Clayface though, innit?
What they're going to do next? Non-binary Clayface? Well, technically, if you want to go... actually...
Have you seen Clayface and Harley Quinn? He's just incredible.
Yeah, he's great. There's some big names actually in this doing voices. So the voice of Batman's obviously not our classic Batman. But we have Hamish Linklater as doing Batman's voice. And you might
He's done it before.
Has he?
I think so. Hamish Linklater.
I think this is his first time doing it.
And maybe he played Superman. I don't know. I've heard his name. I've heard his name.
Well,
Where's he from?
You will know him probably best. He was in Midnight Mass as Father Paul.
Oh.
Yes. The
Sexy
spoiler
Father
alert.
Paul.
I'm not even going to tell you what he is in that. Yeah. He's great. That's where I remember him from.
Yeah, so yeah, he's playing Bruce Wayne / Batman, and he's doing that thing that the best Batmen do, where he has a different voice to play Batman than he does to play Bruce Wayne.
This is in a car. Where is she?
Not that bad, but
So that's what that feels like.
Who's he speaking to in his Batman voice when he says
Nobody.
Diedrich Bader plays Harvey Dent, and he plays Harvey.
He's played Batman.
He has played Batman before, yes.
Yes.
Diedrich Bader's playing Harvey Dent and playing him as slimy and insipid as possible.
Yeah, he was brave and bold Batman.
Yeah. Yuri Lowenthal plays Eric Cohen.
Okay, yeah.
Christina Ricci plays Selena Kyle.
That makes sense. Meow.
Yeah. Haley Joel Osment is in there as Anton Knight.
Oh, okay.
Who else we got? Crystal Joy Brown plays Barbara Gordon. John DiMaggio as Harvey Bullock, and they've leaned.
That's Bender, isn't it?
Yeah. They've leaned into Bullock being corrupt from the start as well. Like it's not a plot twist.
I mean, Bullock's never been a fucking goodie, has he?
Gary Anthony Williams, who is probably most famous for playing Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks, he's playing Arnold Flass.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a really good showing. It's really well directed. The artwork is very much like the 90s cartoon, like very angular features to everybody. It's got that iconic style. It's got a really wonderful soundtrack. It's really good. It's the best Batman.
I'm going to start it.
It's the best Batman animated thing I've seen in a long time, and like it blows shit like Killing Joke out of the water.
Oh wow.
Killing Joke. Yeah, Killing Joke had really bad animation though.
It did, yeah. It's quite dark. Like especially the Clayface story is actually really, really dark. Like darker than you'd expect for like a 12 rated cartoon.
Did you watch the last Batman Ninja? That were good.
No, I haven't seen any of the Batman Ninja stuff actually.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's very dark, and there's kind of a lot of psychological stuff going in on it. And unlike the Batman animated series, people do die in this.
They don't just get bashed under a gun.
They don't get bashed, and they don't get the Joker smile thing going on.
Yeah, God, that was so.
To be fair, the Joker smile was scarier than fucking people being
I don't know.
killed.
I'm going to say like the original, like the Heart of Ice episode, is probably one of the best cartoon episodes of all time with Mr. Freeze, and how brutal that episode is, and it was still a PG cartoon.
Also, notably, there is not a Joker episode.
Good.
Yeah, they are. I think they're saving that for the second season. There is a cameo from the Joker at one point, but is
it Mark Hamill?
No, it actually it's uncredited. It's such a short cameo.
All right.
Yeah, they'll be saving that for the second season, but I'm quite happy.
Joker's overdone, mate.
Yeah, I'm quite happy that they haven't led in with a Joker episode. So
there's so much better Batman villains.
Yeah, there's a
get fucking Calendar Man on. Come on.
They haven't got Calendar Man, so I'm just looking through the credits to see some of the enemies in here. So Onomatopoeia's in here.
Oh, that's Kevin Smith invented him.
He did.
Yep.
Nocturna.
Yep.
There's
Ghost.
Condiments Man in there.
Condiment Man better be in there.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke, that is a character.
Fletcher Deming.
Fletcher Deming, yeah.
Yeah, so there's quite a few people from across the
Fletcher Deming's from Swamp Thing as well. I wonder if... Am I finally going to get my Swamp Thing Batman fucking film?
You may well. Firebug's,
Still the best one of Batman. Still the best one of Batman ever.
Firebug appears in this.
Firebug's always there. He's a nuisance.
Waylon Jones rather than Killer Croc. Waylon Jones in this, so Killer Croc will be coming, I think.
Yeah.
So, there's some links to the wider DC universe as well. So,
obviously, I bet they've mentioned Bloodhaven a few times.
No, but Lois Lane does appear briefly.
Oh, Metropolis.
So, yeah, I think you'll like it. I think you'll love the art style, because it is a different art style from the animated series. Long-eared Batman. He's a very long-eared Batman.
Like a Paul Dini type.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
But so like I said, I'm a couple of episodes in, and I know bits and pieces about the rest of the season. 10 episodes,
20 minutes,
22 to 25 minutes an episode.
Good.
It's really good, and I think they've already commissioned it for a second season.
I mean, the rate it's going with these rehashes, like fucking X-Men '97, for God's sake, that's so masterful. If it holds up like anything like that,
yeah.
God, please watch X-Men '97 as well if you've not, Gadget.
So good.
I've not yet. It's on my list of things to watch.
Fuck me, that episode when they're going to that game, that's so good. Remember that one, Stick? They're going to the game world, Mojo's world.
It's just the stuff on the island that's
the
best stuff. And
it's brutal, isn't it?
so good.
But yeah, I'll watch that. I'll get back to you if I agree with you, mate.
I'm just giving you recommendations left, right, and centre this month, Doodles.
Well, I owe you for Balatro, don't I?
True. Yeah, you've ruined my life with Balatro.
Oh, you do forever.
Speaking of life ruining, have we got any feedback?
We do. Xenos has been on saying Monday this week is my birthday. Happy birthday, Xenos.
Happy birthday, 29.
As a slightly early present, 2 of my friends have given me the gift of managed democracy, and I've just begun playing Helldivers 2.
Is it still going?
Yeah. Enjoying it so far, but I'm obviously quite early on right now. I'm working towards unlocking the cutting-edge war bonds so I can get a lightning gun and introduce the bots and bugs to 10,000 volts of democratic fury.
Oh. Yeah. I got that gun. Didn't like it in the end. Kept zapping my mates.
I mean, yeah, you point it away from your mates.
Oh, yeah. I was using conductivity to go through my mates into the bugs.
Yeah. Electricity has a habit of just latching onto the closest thing. Electricity cares not for your allegiance.
No, it doesn't care for race, creed, or religion.
Just Earth.
Yes.
Mike Halstead's come on. The fucking cheek of him after that Candyland last week. I don't know if we should allow him back.
That's what reminded me of the my intro this week.
Did you listen to that, Candy?
I haven't yet, no.
Minging.
I can only imagine.
Minging.
I'm not going to repeat it, but it's minging. Just go back and listen to it.
Okay.
He has said, busy week for me. I played a lot of EA FC 24. It doesn't roll off the tongue like FIFA does it?
They call it EA Thuck.
Now it's in the endgame section of Ultimate Team. I watched Solo.
Ooh.
The kids didn't want to watch Force Awakens because they're going through the main storyline. Then Prisoner of Azkaban, the best Potter film.
By a fucking massive margin.
Me and Beck watched Argyle, which was utterly ridiculous all the way through. And while objectively it isn't a great film, it was still fun.
See?
Good Sammy Rockwell.
That's what I
Good
said.
Sammy Rockwell film, that. All right.
It's all
right.
The best Sammy Rockwell is Moon because there's more than one Sammy Rockwell.
Iron Man 2, come on.
True, he's good in that.
Great in that.
Friday, we had an epic double bill of Deadpool and Wolverine, followed by Korn playing in Halifax.
Oh, what a day.
Yeah, they were in Halifax and they were all shouting, Yorkshire, Yorkshire. And he's going, what are you saying?
Deadpool and Wolverine was everything I wanted to be, outrageous and full of fan service, had us laughing all the way through, and Korn were brilliant as expected, played all the hits, and the support was a Scouse band called Loathe, who sounded like a bit like Killswitch Engage and began the show with a wall of death. It was nice to see loads of old friends who have moved away and came back for the gig, who you then immediately lost when they wall of deathed.
Do you know what? I've seen clips of this show, and Jonathan Davis dad bod. I'm into it. I'm into this era that he's got.
He's still wearing his kilts.
No, he can't.
I've seen a recent kill of his.
Is it just a kilt with a beer gut hanging over the top?
He's not that big. He's just aged gracefully.
He's off the cocaine.
Yes, clearly that man is sober.
What is it? And today I've been routing through the eaves to find all my Lord of the Ring action figures for Fred. He made his mum take him to Kex dressed up as a hobbit to buy his own copy of the extended version to have at her house.
Ooh.
All right then.
No arguments from me.
Next up, Mr. Worldwide himself has graced us with a rare feedback. It's Planty.
Wow.
Hello, modern escapism pals. This is the tune that he's written this in. I'm not going to read it all like that. This week's been an interesting one because I've sliced through tendons in my hand.
Oh.
And after a very painful operation to reattach, I've been left with a cast on my left hand. Thankfully, not old Wanky, which is what I've never called my right until now.
Not old Pamela.
Yes, Mrs. Palmer and her 5 beautiful daughters.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes. She's always been kind to me.
Pip was the one that told me about that one. I've never forgotten it.
Oh, I thought it was well known in the circles. No. The circle jerks.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This has meant I've had a lot of time to consume all the media. I'll boil it down to a couple of things. Only having one hand really limits the games I can play. Thankfully, a lovely lad on Reddit recommended I try South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Oh.
Everyone's played this by now, I'm sure. It's turn-based South Park and still funny 10 years on.
It's brilliant.
It was either this or another 600 hours on Slay the Spire.
Brilliant also.
You know, Planty, you could play Balatro.
Or, Planty, I never mentioned this, Loop Hero. Have you heard of that game? Loop Hero. Again, Loop Hero. Try it.
This week's 100 Things is on Hellraiser, the semi-sexy, super gruesome debut from Clive Barker that spawned considerably worse sequels, and the Twitter X-breaking remake from last year where they replaced Pinhead with a woman.
I will tear your soul apart.
If you've not seen it, get on it, because for all its many faults, it is a lot of fun and arguably changed horror films for at least a generation.
It's bloody sexy and all.
Anyway, I better go. I'm being chased through time and space by some S&M bastards that live in a Rubik's Cube. Jesus wept!
Oh, I love that when it's stretching his face.
You know what? I've never seen Hellraiser.
Oh, Candy, it's basically about your life.
I know, I've always been too scared.
All 9 Hellraisers.
I've seen every Hellraiser as well.
9? That's including the one that was released last year.
Yep. There's
like Hellraiser Bloodlines, there's Hellraiser fucking Hellbound.
Technically there's 11, but I don't count those.
Which
last
one
2.
do you recommend?
First one.
The first, the second, and the
second
third.
one. Third one's great.
The third just for the club scene, and then that's it.
Yeah.
4 is Hellraiser in space.
Is it scarier or less scary than Event Horizon? Because I didn't like that.
It's up there with like the body horror
and tits. I will spoil one of the Hellraisers. One of the Hellraisers has to destroy the Cenobites by using a satellite.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
it's weird.
The mid ones get like they start rather than being like gore and torture porn in essence.
Become like about cults, don't they?
Yeah, it's like psychological. Like one of them's just put through the same loop every day, like constantly put through a loop.
And one of them's just found footage one.
No, that's Hell World. That's the 8th one where they're in like they're going to
video game.
They're going to a computer, and
fucking hell.
Just you could read the Hellbound Heart, the book it's based on, if you want.
No, I'd rather watch the film. It's less effort.
Clive Barker, mate. That man loves shagging.
He does a bit. Do you remember Clive Barker's Undying?
Yeah. Yes. Oh yes.
Kurt Lewin, Best Boy Angry Kurt Lewin has been.
You just fully named him.
I've fully fucking named him.
He is the best boy this week because he sent me a really nice gift. So thank you. Kurt.
Favoritism boy.
Mainly been a TV and film week this week. I finished Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Prime, and it's going to be my go-to answer in the future for the best TV show no one talks about. It did get nominated for recent TV awards in the US, but I think people just have the perception it'll be like the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie early noughties film, and it really isn't. It's a comedy drama and is shot like a Daniel Craig-style Bond film. It just oozes class. Each episode has its own mini storyline, but the overall story is about their relationship, and boy, is there some great acting on display. Genuinely the best portrayal of a troublesome husband and wife relationship I've seen presented in any media. Even the last episode had me choking up, the acting was that good. Highly recommend it, and it's only 8 episodes long.
See, I like Childish Gambino. What's his? Is it Donald?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, yeah. I like him, but I prefer him when he's funny. So it's going to be.
It is semi-comedy.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I thought it was.
It's like comedy drama.
Yeah. I've seen trailers of it, and I'll give it a go. I think I will. I think I'll give it a go.
The thing is, every time I see him, I just think of Troy from Community.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
Nights. Next up, I watched Prometheus. I don't get the hate for this film. I really liked it. When I first saw it at the cinema, I knew literally nothing about it, as I got invited on a whim, and at that point I hadn't seen any of the Alien films.
Wow, that must have been such a weird fucking film.
I did clock at the very end it was linked to Alien, from having seen the Alien monster on the internet before, so I knew it was linked to the franchise come the end. But watching it now, I could spot all the links. It has some brilliant scenes that are up there with the best in the franchise, like the glass storm, when the worm goes into the guy's helmet, and my favourite of them all, the cesarean scene.
Yes, just to get rid
some
of the
good
deacon
scenes
inside
in it.
of it.
I just think that it's a bit of a mess.
My only issue is that some of the crew
they're doing
are poor
Covenant,
characters.
Yeah, where they keep taking their helmet off.
My only issue is that some of the crew of poor characters, particularly the geologist played by Sean Harris. I mean, my issue is they're fucking morons. There's a ship coming towards them and they run in a straight line away from it rather than side to side.
You could say that about fucking Battle of the Bastards. What's his name? Stark lad, when he's just running from the Archer.
Yeah.
Zigzag, dickhead.
Serpentine.
Yeah.
I'd have it as my third favourite behind the first two films.
Oh.
Looking forward to watching Romulus next week.
Really?
I would put it behind Alien 3. Like,
I'd put it behind Resurrection, mate.
It's better. It is better than Resurrection. Resurrection's a fucking trash fire. Nah, Resurrection's a proper trash fire.
What was the one after Prometheus? Was that Covenant?
Covenant.
That was fucking dreadful.
That is
genuinely one of the worst science fiction films.
Right, even I hated it.
Covenant is a fucking mockery of filmmaking.
I am looking forward to Romulus, though.
Where did I have Prometheus above. I have Prometheus above Alien Resurrection, but I have Alien vs Predator above Prometheus because for all its flaws, it's fun.
Yeah, I think Alien vs Predator is better than Prometheus.
Requiem sits dead last though. Even AVP Requiem sits behind Covenant.
Oh, Requiem's so bad. The Pralien. Oh God.
So we won't be doing an Alien Saga Patreon series.
I'm not doing it. I mean, maybe we could, but we've all seen them.
Yeah,
it's not as fun, is it? I know we've seen most of the X-Men films, but we've not all seen everything.
True. But yeah, that's all the feedback.
Excellent. As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. Please consider becoming a patron. I ask you every fucking week, and there's been no move on this demand.
We did get a new patron last week.
Why wasn't I informed? Why didn't you run into my office and go, "We've got one"?
How's the podcast doing? I don't know. All these computers are to measure patrons.
Like that new patron that I've just been made aware of. This is our call to arms. Please support us. It costs a lot of money to run this. It costs a lot of time. It costs a lot of fucking mental health. Oh.
It costs a lot of my time. Just don't fuck around with that one. You turn up and talk.
Hey
now.
I do two a week, two a month.
You do.
Look, Gadget does a lot of work on this,
Thank
and
you.
Stig kinda does a lot of work. Come on, pay the man. Pay it forward. Pay it in kind. Don't double it and pass it to the next person. Not having that. Not having it.
Unless they double it and pass it on to us.
Yeah, to us. Just do it. Modern Escapism, men. Kenny Potter. Too Fast, Too Curious. A monthly patron special. Loads of fucking shite. Just get on it.
$5 a month.
$5 a fucking
Plus VAT.
month. Plus VAT. That's nothing. It's nothing. And don't forget, on the 25th, we are doing our 200th live episode. Woo! Everybody say woo!
200 episodes. Fucking hell.
Who'da thunk it? But we're gonna do it. It's free to watch. It's gonna be drunken. It's gonna be fun. I don't think we've got any special gimmicks. It's gonna be a normal episode, but more drunk and more interactions with the live audience.
You might get a Biggie racism, which I normally cut out.
Yeah, there's usually Biggie racisms. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. 25th. Are we saying 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that?
8:30.
8:30 on Twitch. Twitch.tv/modernescapism.
There you go. Anyway, I'm angry. It's time for Candyland.
That's not going to help your mood.
Oh no.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Imagine, right, if you know how chinchillas have sand baths instead of like water. Imagine if we as humans had to do a like, what would the bathroom setup be if we had
For a sand bath.
Yeah, like, do you think we'd have a sand shower that just kind of crumbled through?
I mean, you know why they have sand baths, don't you?
The fur can't get wet.
Yes.
Well, imagine
exfoliation.
if that was the case for us. Like, if our hair couldn't get wet and we needed to exfoliate.
But we are sweaty creatures, so would we just not get sand clag to us?
Well, imagine if we weren't. Imagine if we were just...
All right. Okay. Imagine that humans aren't what humans are.
Don't they have like sand?
Are you doing some interior decorating for your new flat? Are you
Potentially, yeah. Like,
looking for a sand bath?
I've seen a lot of bathrooms, but like, I just don't understand. Like, I just don't think. Would it be like an actual bath that you just keep getting
I know
in?
exactly how it'd be. Can you remember, cast your mind back to
Horrendous.
the early 90s and the late 80s when we were in those sandpit shells? Remember them shells?
Oh, yeah.
Them little blue shells.
Yeah.
We all have one of them in a bathroom and we just roll about in it like cat litter.
How often would you change the sand though?
Oh, fucking once a month.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm
it.
thinking once a month. Well, do you think it would be a utility bill then, your sand delivery?
Yeah, remember like the old coal man that used to come and deliver coal for the fires? There's a Sandman, the Sandman.
Mr. Sandman.
And that's his
Give
ring,
me
like
a
an ice cream man.
Man.
Like an ice cream van, you can hear him coming.
It'd be heavier than that. Imagine the weight of a sand truck.
All right, it's like a fucking garbage truck,
Sand
whatever they call them.
truck.
Bin lorry.
Or maybe they'd have,
Fill it full
like
of
the salt bins.
25 ton of sand, be right?
Yeah. How many sacks you want? Oh, well, there's 5 of us in here. We're going to have 5 sacks this week. It's going up this sand, it's cost me a fortune in exfoliation.
Well, so when you change your sand, what do you do with the dirty sand? Does it
Well, I
get
guess
put
you'd
back
have
on
to-
a beach to get filtered?
No.
or-
You take it to like an Oxfam for recycling. And like poorer people have to go and buy like cheap sand, like mucky sand.
Second-hand sand.
Part worn sand.
Yeah, there's actually a cottage industry about it called like mucky sand. And
Mucka sand.
yeah, I'm sneezing now thinking of sand because it gets everywhere. It's so coarse.
Settle down, Anakin.
I actually fucking hate going to the beach, not because I don't like the sea. I like the sea. It scares me a bit, but I like the sea. I like swimming. But I hate getting sand between my toes.
Yeah. Oh, it's seaweed for me. If you get a bit of seaweed round your ankles
Stop
when you're
weeing in the sea.
paddling.
Oh, I thought seaweed. I thought you said seaweed.
Well, that as well. But no, if you get
Seaweeds
a
are
little bit
great.
of seaweed round your ankles when you're paddling, or yuck.
I like going to like a soft sand beach. You know, when you're on holiday, it's proper nice and like it's not that bitty on you. But when you're in Blackpool, I mean, you shouldn't go in that water anyway. But that grey sand that we get in Britain's fucking rank when it's between your toes.
It's like it's gravel.
Get
It's horrible.
TikTok and powder with you.
Is that a hack?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Oh, Stig's hacks.
People
Podcast
see
within a
people
podcast
there
within a
with
podcast.
people there with like towels, like trying to like rub in the middle of the toes, trying to get
Yeah,
sand
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Talcum powder, rub the talcum powder all over your It just falls off.
This is what you get, listeners.
Just falls off.
Sticks hacks.
And your legs and all your toes and everything are nice and smooth from this talc.
Fuck me sideways. Listen to that.
A life hack for
Candy,
you.
you're blown away.
I am.
So if we did have sand baths, the talc industry would also boom. I think we're saving the nation.
Talc's a carcinogenic, though, isn't it? It'd have to be like the fake talc.
Sand probably is.
Yeah.
Water probably is. Every fucking thing is.
You are.
Talc actually is.
I am. Is it? It genuinely is.
Yeah.
Why do we put it on babies?
You don't. People don't tend to anymore.
Oh shit.
Just good for getting
Better go
sand
find my
off
daughter.
your
Get that talc
toes.
away from your child.
Oh dear, man. Oh dear. I mean, I like the idea, but I just can't imagine the plumbing with sand. You'd have to use some kind of pulley mechanism instead of like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just can't imagine the bathroom setup.
Hydraulic.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I digress.
I suppose a sand shower would just be like a sandblaster, wouldn't it?
Oh, so you'd have to get your neighbours to do it for you to help. Like, Marjorie, I've got to have a shower. Would you mind getting your blaster out?
They take is it sand or salt showers or something in Mickey 7 because they don't have water.
Salt showers.
Yeah.
Salt showers.
You can have salt showers. You can have salt in your shower head nowadays, can't you? As well, but it's water and salt.
Why don't we just go full Star Trek and do sonic showers?
Sonic showers.
Be cleaned with sound.
If only we could just get lots of things from Star Trek.
What you mean, like the super fancy sparkly space communism?
Equality, yeah.
A utopia and food that just comes out of a generator.
green ladies who are very curious about the human body.
Yeah.
Borgs that want to assimilate. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, to be fair, the Borg Queen was fit.
She was. That was Candyland.
Sandyland this week.
Sandyland, I like it. This is the end of the show. If you are one of those cheap people I keep shouting about, everyone else will meet you in the green room in a second. But for now, bye.